And I remember I went outside without a bra on. And at that point, I didn't understand that I needed to wear a bra. And my mom got so upset at me and was like, you need to go and change. And it's like, I don't even know. I'm not doing, just 2 weeks ago, I was outside like this and it was okay. But now I'm being shamed for it. I know this. I know.
You serious?
He was like, I had crochet, like, you know how everybody was getting like the crochet, like Senegalese twists and stuff. Yeah. And I had like, it was like ombre. It didn't look like big and ghetto and like my hair like couldn't fit. He was just like, it just reminds me of like a mop. And I was just like, so, but one of my white coworkers was like, yo, Deasia, like, you need to go to HR. And I was just like, I never heard him like speak about, is anyone like this. And I went to HR and he was just like, no, I didn't say that stuff. And one of my white coworkers was like, yes, he did. It was a really like small company. That's for this story. I forgot how
I pursued that's why I started studying HR, because I was tired of getting fired for no reason and having no grounds to stand on. Like, I'm like, damn, like I don't know what I did. I had one person tell me, listen, this this place called Urban Butcher, right? I went in on an interview in this dashiki. I got interviewed in the dashiki. I got hired in the dashiki. Okay, keep that in mind. Fast forward 9 months later, a year later, it's a new manager. And I wear the same dashiki that I wore when I got interviewed at this place called Urban Butcher. And he told me that if he doesn't like it, and we're not African, and I don't know why you're wearing this African garment, because we're not African over here. And your name is Urban Butcher, and you hired my, what the fuck, you hired my black ass for in this urban ass African garment. Like, yeah.
Right.
And they have nothing but white people up in there. And I have endless stories about that place. So yeah.
I have an interjection as well. Like in high school, that was when I was really just trying to decolonize and connect with my blackness even more, because I was in just this toxic, violent white environment every day because I was in AP classes. And so I was the only black woman in my class. And there was times where I would wear my head wraps and I had principals picking on me for my head wraps, white principals. I had white teachers picking on me for my head wraps, making jokes like, making jokes about my head wraps. It was just so demeaning because I'm in here, I'm wearing my head wraps, A, because I can't afford to get my hair done. So it makes me feel beautiful, it makes me feel confident. And B, because, it's my culture. Like, and people would come up to me like, oh, you think you're from Africa? I'm like, what do you mean? Yes, precisely. Stolen, of course, but yes, and so it was
by y'all.
Say that for the niggas in like, the back.
It was crazy, like, and I never that's when I learned, like, you don't have to hit somebody to be violent, and
talk about
I was go home every day, like, really distressed. And I feel like even now I kind of have like some triggers from it, because like when I go around white people, especially, I don't feel comfortable. I can't feel comfortable. I'll never feel comfortable. And it's just like, now that's why I went to a HBCU, because I'm just like, I can wear my head wrap in class and it'd be fine. But get this, in the nursing program, because I'm a nursing student, in the nursing program, I'm not allowed to wear head wraps. And it's a black school.
Yeah. It's interesting you said that, because in my school, mind you, I always wrap my hair. The cosmetology teacher keeps telling the girls that they got rags on their head. And I was sitting there and they'd all know I'm Muslim and I could go to HR and make a whole big deal about it. Black teachers, black principal told the girls came to me. They said, Miss Malik, they said we can't put no rag on our head. I got it. My hair ain't done. I was like, first of all, baby girl, I'm gonna be on your side because I cover my hair. So I don't know what they talking about. But when we had a meeting and I said that, the principal had to shut me up and ended the meeting because she went over and everybody looked, because I got up. I was like, hold up. What you mean a turban? What? because I can shut this whole school down and have the news up in here because you are discriminating against Muslims.
Okay.
The Muslims from Philly will be up in this bitch so fast. It's not even funny. Just to say that we got rags on. Like, what's wrong with you? But the cosmetology, a black woman said, like Lex said, be the ones that be mad. Like, why are you mad about natural stuff?
It's the internalized, it's like the internalized racism is so bad. Like, and a lot of these women, they think that they're helping you out and trying to make you ready for professionalism. They think they're trying to make you a professional and all this, that, and the third, and quote unquote. And I'm just like, well, how does a professional look? So you're saying that a professional can't be a black woman with a head wrap? Is that what you're saying? Like, because that's what you're telling me. And I've even challenged professors, like, that's racist, but whatever, they ain't hearing me.
Wow, that's crazy.
And as far as with the older women, criticizing and what you're saying, like feeling like they're helping us, is because that's what they were told. They were constantly criticized. They were told, this is what you had, and then like this is what you have to look like to be professional. And now it's like, all right, times are changing. People are more. What's the training called now? Sensitivity training. They're doing that stuff like that, and it's just like the idea of what, or not even the ideal look, like what a professional looks like now is,
even the word professional is draped in white supremacy. Like, what does it mean to be? Being professional is being adjacent to whiteness, right? As close to whiteness as possible. Even the clothes, like I'm telling you, I'm talking about this from the science of business. Even the clothes are set up for men. And like, so that's why if you show a little curve, a little whatever, even if I'm completely covered, if I'm still, and that's going back to us being sexualized. Oh, girl, child. It's just crazy to me how we just been sexualized. And it's like we're sexual. She said it, and I highlighted it somewhere. It's like we're sexualized until we can't have sex no more. Just sex. I mean, and that's another reason why this chapter was so fucking triggering for me, is because like all my life growing up, like that was like always a fucking conversation. When is Jasmine about to start fucking?
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Like,
I fucking hate that. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cuss so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But, oh my God.
Like,
because, oh my God. I hate
all my children.
Behind. I hate that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cuss. All right. So I just hate how like the conversation is always kind of like, oh, when you're gonna be having sex, and when you're gonna be doing this, and when you're gonna be doing that, instead of like what to do in those situations. And then it's like when women start to come of age, and then you do start getting those curves, and the boy do start looking at you funny in math class and this and all of that, you don't know what to do. Like we're just not prepared on how to socialize in that way, or like socialize as like females. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
No, it does make sense.
Too much damn sense.
It does. It makes sense.
Perfect example.
I wanted to do one thing out of the passage just to piggyback off of that. What page is this? I don't know. I'm reading this on my Kindle, so I don't know if the pages are different.
It is a little different. I'm reading on Kindle too.
All right, let me see what page this is. Okay, so this is on page 49, but I'll just read it for y'all. My grandmother warned me at length about being fast and about hanging out with fast-tailed girls over the 8 years I lived with her. When I later moved in with my mother at age 12, I learned that a pubescent body was enough to make me fast in the eyes of some. That's a word, ain't it? Because like, that's crazy. Like we, like adults start to see us as sexualized. Like once our bodies start forming, and we don't even notice it yet. Like that just made me think of like before, like I don't got no boobs now, y'all, but like when you're younger and you first start growing your boobs, you don't understand the fact that you have a little boobs, right? And I remember I went outside without a bra on. And at that point, I didn't understand that I needed to wear a bra. And my mom got so upset at me and was like, you need to go and change. You need to do. And it's like, I don't even know. just 2 weeks ago I was outside like this and it was okay, but now I'm being shamed for it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That brings me back to my childhood too. Like somewhere, I don't know the quote, but they were talking about like even short skirts. Like I was not allowed to wear shorts as a little girl. I started developing breasts very. I mean, not I don't, and then that's another thing. Like I don't feel like I was that. I feel like I started developing breasts at the age that you usually start developing breasts, like 10, 11, whatever. Like or maybe a little early. I don't know, but it was.
8. I was 8. I got my period when I was 8. I got boobs when I was 8 years old.
See, to me, that would be a little scary for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like to me,
You know, I developed my breasts like 7, 8 years old, but I didn't get my period till I was 13.
Yeah, and I don't mean to like, and I hope that the word scary is not like, you know, triggering or like not the that might not be the best word, but like for me, you know, if you know, that's to me because that's not. I don't know what the not normal, like what the average age is, but I do, yeah, I don't know, but I know that I wouldn't feel threatened by it, and I wouldn't feel like I don't know, like I wouldn't look at her like she was a woman, but it's like we are looked at like that when we have breasts.
I grew up in a very overly conservative Muslim household, and I didn't get my period till I was 14. And technically in Islam, a girl doesn't have to really cover up till she gets her period. But I was 11. I never forget my best friend throughout my childhood was a boy, but he reached puberty before me. And my father had cancer, and nobody was my friend. And then when I was like trying to be his friend, my parents forced us not to hang out with each other. They forced us. They would tell me that I had to be in the other room. I would get in trouble every time I would talk to him because he was a boy and his voice cracked and he had a beard. And I was only 12 years old and I still had 2 years till I was going to get my period. And Islamically, I had to cover up. If there was men in the room, I had to go in the other room. I couldn't be in the same room as a man. We couldn't be ever in the same room as another boy. I couldn't walk down the street with like my friend would have a boyfriend. I would be so scared. I would be like, I gotta walk across the street so my mom don't see me and walk up the street.
I'm sorry not to cut you off, but why don't y'all teach the men not to be raping women? Like why?
Exactly.
If that's the problem is not me as a child walking down the street. It's these niggas. Like it's the same thing with T.I. Like